So, starting a new thing, and yeah, I'm ripping off other content creators, but we're going to talk about Marin Travelers and all the Guardian cards. She's a 2-brain, 3-book, 4-fist, 3-foot. She is a drifter and entrepreneur. You have 1 fewer hand slots because she's missing an arm. Pretty sure that it got eaten by King Shark. And then after you play an event during your turn, draw 1 card, and then you may play another event. But you still got to pay for it. Action efficiency is actually really good with her on that. She's kind of like Nathaniel Cho. Star effect, +1, and then search up to 3 cards in your deck for an event and draw it. Shuffle your deck. That's going to be really important with some of the other stuff she has. As far as her weakness goes, I'll do it myself. This weakness is pretty harsh, especially for her. On a reveal, put it in your play area. Additionally, for you to play an event, you must also take a horror. Now, as they pointed out to me, it is a fast action to get rid of it, which is nice, but you got to discard 3 events from your hand. It discards, and it's going to end it back. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. As far as Determined goes, I do like this. It is her signature card. Test is successful, and you play it. You can return it back to your hand. I don't know how good that is, just getting the +1 skill. Granted, you can play both of them. As far as her backside, deck building requirements, and this came into a thing a lot of people in the group have been talking about. So she gets to pick one of the following traits: Fortune, Gambit, or Improvised. And it seems like we said, what, Gambit?
I mean, as far as synchronizing with whatever that was, a tome, we'll look into that later. Gambit's the only trait that works with that card.
With tactic cards?
Yes.
Okay. Fortune, being that she wants to put a lot of events. What else? Guardian cards, her pool is 0 to 5. Neutral cards, 0 to 5. Events with your chosen trait, 0 to 2. And then up to 5, 0 survivor cards. And of course, deck building requirements, pretty standard. I don't know. As far as opinions go, I don't think she's a good, dedicated Guardian. That's just my opinion.
I think she's more of a flex Guardian. She's not... You're probably going to build her primarily as a fighter, but she's going to be able to flex into a Clover with a 3-book skill. She can pick up clues at low shroud areas if you need her to. Definitely an event-heavy deck is when you build into this one.
Yeah, I don't know if she's better than Cho. Granted, Cho is really bad at investigating, but Cho punches stuff to death.
Yeah.
And as far as the limit of 1 hand slot, I don't know if that's very detrimental to her build. She's interesting. I mean, she's tanky. Alright, so Gambit seems to be the thing she's mainly going to be good at.
So, resource dependent, it's very low. If you build it, you want to make sure you don't have a lot of high cost cards.
As far as equipment goes too, she's very restricted on it because of hand slots.
Playing events back to back, you want to have 0 or very low cost event cards.
Yeah, she's going to be interesting. I don't know, like you said, she's probably better for a flex roll, especially with the events. And that's really just dependent on what she's going to be doing. Her evasion is average. The fist is the only thing. Her will, being a Guardian, is really bad. 2 will on a Guardian just doesn't seem right. It's like rogue territory. And I don't know if she has the mitigation for it. Up next, we got the Book of War. So we did a lot of researching on this, and for the tactics cards for how it plays, Book of War, it's a 4-cost, pitches for a book, uses 3 secrets. Reaction: after you play a tactic event, spend 1 secret, exhaust book, and when your turn ends, return the event to your hand. We counted out 51 tactical events that can be played with it. How many of them are good? But 2 of the cards that we pointed out, Sweeping Kick and Kicking the Hornet's Nest. Sweeping Kick would be awesome with Lily Chen, but it also helps her a lot because it turns her to a 7. Kicking the Hornet's Nest, it could help. I like the card, but that's situational. Anything else that we found interesting? Oh, it takes up a hand slot, so it's kind of bad with her.
It takes a good build to use this right.
I don't know what Investigator it would be better in. It might be good in Cho, but Boxing Gloves takes up 2 hand slots.
There aren't any Guardians that like tomes, are there?
I mean, Joe Diamond?
Does he give a shit?
He's basically a Guardian. He's a Seeker Guardian.
Does he care about tomes, though? That's my thing.
No.
It is a tome.
Daisy's the only one that really loves tomes.
Okay.
I don't know what Daisy has in tactics that will help, because Daisy doesn't really fight.
Could Daisy even take it? It's a Guardian card.
She can take books.
Okay.
Yeah, she
can take tomes.
tomes.
Yeah, I'm really iffy on this card for 4 cost too. 4
I mean,
cost,
Nathaniel Cho might like it.
but you can't box.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you put Bandolier, which, she needs Bandolier. Let's give her Bandolier always. That's a must,
required
apparently.
card.
Actually, that might not be bad for Bandolier for the Book of War. And then your attack events, you play them, you deal an extra damage, you bring them back to your hand.
I mean, on the plus side, it also give her upgraded Bandolier will give her +1 will, which will help. Her will sucks.
Yeah.
So maybe upgraded Bandolier is probably required.
I'd be interested to see how well you could build around that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy. All right, well, I'm still kind of lukewarm on it. I don't know what the rest of the group thinks.
It has its use. It's not a build around card, it's a card that you have to build into. It's a build into card.
Yeah.
If you're already going in that direction, throw it in there. If not, throw it in the trash.
It's like we may have found 50 plus cards that can go with her with that card. I would think probably most of them are not worth it.
It's not an innate, I'm taking this because it's good by itself. It's one that you take if you want to challenge your deck building skill ability.
Oh,
it's like, okay, I want to take this because I think I can make it work.
It's a card that I'll
It's a trap.
It's a card that I'll put in decks because I'll be like, this will work.
It's a trap. Up next, we got Crowbar. Crowbar is 3 cost, pitches for a book and a fist. Action, exhaust Crowbar, investigate. This investigate uses your fist instead of book. Or you can exhaust Crowbar as an action, fight, and get +2 fist for this attack. And it takes up 1 hand slot.
Important, it's an item, a weapon, and a tool.
Yes, it is an item, a weapon, and a tool. I like Crowbar, but this also is because Guardians usually don't investigate well. I think it's pretty decent for 1 hand slot and 3 cost. Granted, it doesn't do extra damage.
How does it compare to Machete?
Machete will murder things so much better.
Yeah, Machete gives you the +1 damage.
Yeah, so this is more a low player count card where you're having to do multiple things, I think.
It's more of a solo card, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why not just take Machete? Or
Because they investigate.
Put this in a deck.
That's what I'm
where you're
saying.
Not taking two-handed weapons or items.
I mean, you can have a Crowbar and a Machete.
you could,
Yeah.
You could be
or
the
you
ultimate
could have a
junkyard warrior.
flashlight and a machete.
Shut up. I think it's good. Obviously, flashlight's better. Nah.
Upgraded flashlight would be great with that one.
Yeah, but it's upgraded. This is a level 0.
Also, what's the specifics on that? It's it uses your fight instead of your book. So actually, this would be better than flashlight if you're playing that character, right? So
That's why I think it's better. Up next, we have the Remington Model 1858, level 1, and the level 4 version. The level 1 version pitches for a foot, uses 2 ammo. It is an item, weapon, and firearm. Action, spend 1 ammo, fight. You get +1 fist, and you do +1 damage. Reaction, when the gun leaves play, immediately trigger the above action, ignoring all costs. It takes up 1 hand slot. I like this, but as John said, he thinks the 45 is better.
I think
The base 45?
I'd rather have the base 45
Yeah.
for the more uses out of it.
I think the cost is actually pretty fair. I think the upgraded one, which does cost 4 XP, which is a lot, but it reduces the cost to 2, and 2 is really good for a firearm. Mm-hmm. It gets 3 ammo, action, spend 1 ammo, fight, you get +2 fists for this attack, and deal +1 damage. And then the reaction, when it enters play or leaves play, immediately trigger its ability above, ignoring all costs. So you're really getting 5 shots out of this. I like the upgraded one, mainly because of the 2 price discount. I think it's pretty good for the 2 cost discount, and it's 5 shots. And 2 of them are basically, what do you call it, soft, fake fast?
yeah, I think this is actually comparable to the 45 because the 45 costs 4 and you get 4 shots with it. This costs 3 and you get 3 shots with it. Otherwise, it's the exact same.
Well, the upgraded...
Well, you have to make it leave play to get that 3rd shot. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I was thinking improvised weapon where you pitch a hand.
Throw it.
I mean, it's letting you get rid of it, which is just triggering the
You're doing the Superman thing, shooting all your bullets and throwing your gun.
toss it.
Are we playing Borderlands as a doll now?
Yes.
I think if you're playing these, I think improvised weapons should be in your deck.
I like it. I like the gun, but I like jank weapons like this. We have a level 0 event, Prime for Action. Level 1, or level 0. Pitches for a book and a foot. It is a tactic and it's bold. Play only as your first action. Play a firearm asset from your hand, reducing the cost by 2. Then you may play an upgrade event from your hand, attaching it to this asset if available. Again, back to I like the Remington because of the cost of it's free now. And as we've discovered looking for cool things that we can put on it, custom ammo and custom modification. Telescoping sight, which seems kind of weird because I don't think you could mount a pitch scope to this revolver.
You can. It would be
modern.
You would weld it.
A JB weld it, maybe.
And you would risk ruining the iron. But, you know.
So we're plebeian pistol. Plebeian antique pistol.
Cabela's will do it.
Yes, they would. Well-maintained, reliable, and jury-rigged. Guns that we checked out that are 2 cost, and some of them are hilarious. 18 Derringer, the 32 Colt, of course the Remington 1858, the Colt Vest Pocket, the P08 Luger, and funny enough, Becky. Tommy Muldoon's signature gun, Becky, works really well with that. Finn's 38 works well with that. And Jenny's twin 45s, and we probably need to check this out. We haven't found it yet. Because it's a cost reduction, we don't know if it gives Jenny twin 45 2 bullets. But I think it's good. Situationally good if you're doing a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know what you guys think fully.
No. It's pretty good, and I'll make the argument. Obviously getting gun for free is good. The vast majority of the gun pool is 3 cost, so at the very least, get a gun out for 1.
Yeah, but custom ammunition's like 3, so if you have 4, it's like playing,
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Any gun at reduced cost is good.
It is good, and you could say of the 2 costs in the pool, a lot of them are not great. Luger is probably the best one that isn't character locked.
I don't know. Like John said, any gun reduced cost is good.
The other thing is, 1, you have to have a gun in your hand. 2, you have to have an upgrade in your hand. 3, you have to have the resources to play them both. Well, at least the gun at reduced cost and the event, the upgrade event, and you have to have all that when you play this card to get the most out of it. So
I'm doing it with Michael Glenn. Yeah. I'm gonna have the dumbest uber weapons.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Arkham isn't the type of game where you're dumping your hand every round. So you can build these combos up. You can get there. You can prepare for it. So it's not like it's terrible.
Unless you're playing
Patrice, which you can't take.
Okay.
No. I know we did one that the punishment was always just discarding all the time. It was awful. It was a terrible time. I think that was the very back end of.
Was it like an encounter card that was just like okay?
Like the punishment for most of the encounters was discarding.
I don't know. It's situational. I think though, like John pointed out, reducing a gun by 2 is still good. It is action efficiency, but situational.
Draw it turn 1. Just play a 6 cost gun for 4 turn 1.
Yeah.
Oh look, you play your terrible lightning gun.
Be nice to the lightning gun.
Because you don't have to play an upgrade. It says you may play an upgrade, so you don't need to have.
Yeah, just to get the most out of it, you have to have all that in line to get it. Still, just for the reduced 2 cost for a firearm, that's still great.
Yeah.
I mean, it does cost you a card, but still 2 cost that's a huge difference. And it didn't play as fast. Played as fast would be awesome. Next, we have Ready for Anything. It's a 1 cost event, level 0, pitches for a brain. It is Spirit and Bold. Play only as your first action. Draw 1 card. 2 cards instead if you drew an enemy this round, then heal 1 horror. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. The first thing that I noticed about this card is it's a spirit. Great for Calvin. I also like the fact that, you can get 2 cards for 1, also get a kicker of a healing horror, and does not provoke attacks of opportunity. I think that's a good deal. And I think it's good in every Guardian, really, because Guardians aren't very good at Sanity Soak. But as Jason pointed out, with the situational of you had to have drawn an enemy this round.
I mean, in Guardians in general, like this, their whole role, fight things.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you drew the monster, it is action compression at that point. You're getting an extra card to make up for playing this card, and you're getting a horror. Granted, it's basically costing a resource and a card, so you're kind of breaking even.
You said it's deck thinning. That's how I see it, because just pay 1 to replace itself and heal you 1.
I think it's average.
It does combo with the shotgun, which we haven't looked at yet. The googly-eyed nun.
Oh, that. Spoilers.
We'll get there.
Yeah, it works with her with comboing with the nun with a gun. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta see how it works. It's interesting, but I think it's just an average card. Next up, we have Hard Boiled, one of my favorite John Woo movies. This pitches for a fist and a wild. It is a skill card. Max, only one committed per test. Hard-boiled gains a fist and a wild for each successful attack you perform this round.
2 words. Lily Chan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Lily Chan and her weird mystical I punch things to death.
Yep.
This will get really huge.
3 free attacks.
Or if you're playing Leo DeLuca and you've got an extra action,
Yeah.
spend your first 3 actions on attacks.
But, you did point out that do your 4 things, but I thought about it. Evade.
Yeah, you could use that because it's 4 question marks at that point if you get 3 successful attacks. Evade, and then if you're playing with Leo DeLuca anyway, you're playing rogue stuff, which means you have those reactions that let you evade into other squares.
Yeah, this could be pretty decent.
Do you get a free move when you evade in this game, or is that the board game?
That's the board game.
Okay.
I think it's good. I don't know if it's dependent on the character. I think this is good for anyone just fighting, beating the crap out of stuff.
Yeah,
Sure.
anyone that's just going to spend all 3 actions fighting. So most Guardians,
Yeah.
in most 4-player games at least.
Next we have Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark is a 1 XP event, costs 1, pitches for a wild. It is a spell, which I find kind of interesting. Fast, attach to an enemy at your location, limit 1 per enemy. Investigators get +1 fist while fighting the enemy. And then as a reaction, when damage is dealt to the attached enemy, discard Hunter's Mark, deal additional damage to that enemy. Any investigator may trigger this ability. John, you want to say it?
Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, we think Nathaniel Cho might be really good with this. That and Jason pointed out toe-to-toe would be really good with this.
Testless damage is...
Yeah, any form of Tesla's damage, really. Throw it on a boss, just go to town.
Well, it gives everyone, so in a group game, everyone gets +1 fight. Mm-hmm. It helps everyone. I kind of like this card. And for 1 XP, I think it's pretty cheap.
For sure.
So I think this should be a staple in large groups. Anything else?
I wish it wasn't a discard to deal the extra damage. If it was just deal the extra damage, or exhaust it or something.
Oh god, that'd be so gross.
Once per round.
That'd be so gross.
You know what's gross?
But you're
Something
gonna-
with 25 HP or more. That's
Yeah,
gross.
you're going to attach to the boss anyway, and everything else just dies in 1 hit. You don't really need this. This is a boss. This is a boss card.
Yeah, okay.
Arkham is going to become a boss battler now. You just watch.
Please, no. Fantasy Flight, don't take his ideas. They're bad.
Treat it like Marvel Champions.
Up next, we have Alex Luxley. She is a level 2 upgrade from the original level 0. She costs 4. Difference is she pitches for an extra book. She gets a +1 book. She's an allied detective police. The first investigate action you perform each turn does not provoke attacks of opportunity. And then reaction, when you discover a clue, exhaust Alex Luxley, deal 1 damage to enemy at your location. It was this card designed by the Council in Exile in 2022. I have no idea what that event is. She has 2 health and 3 sanity. And as we've discovered, she gets 1 sanity and 1 extra book.
And then the...
Not provoking attacks.
Yeah,
I don't think she's worth it.
for the 2.
For the 2 XP, I don't think she's worth it.
Yeah, I think she's just a little overcosted. If the cost was reduced to 3, then I think that would be the 2 XP. It would be worth the 2 XP. But that's just me.
I mean, I suppose the question comes down to is the soak worth
The extra.
1 point on its own? I think is really what it comes down to.
This really seems like a Joe Diamond. This is mainly like a Seeker card. Because this actually helps with the Seekers, because, they'll do the investigate, and if they can do that damage to kill it.
Yeah.
Or again, low player count.
Yeah, low player
where
count.
you have to be multitasking. This is multitasking.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't like her. I don't think she's worth it. But, as Jason said, if you're single player, I don't play Arkham single player, so I don't know if this actually helps that much. But it can be useful, but I think it's more to attach to a Seeker that can take her. And I don't know very many Seekers besides Joe Diamond that really would want her.
Yeah, I can see that added ability where the first investigate doesn't provoke, and then that would trigger the reaction. If you're the Guardian, you're fighting. You're not going to waste your first action on picking up a clue.
Yeah, like I said, I see this more as a Seeker card.
Yeah.
Up next, we have this jank thing that I think all the investigators in this set got. We have Bulwark. Cost 2. It's a level 2 card. It is an asset. Pitches for a brain, a fist, and a wild. It is a ritual. Limit 1 per investigator. 1 per investigator. Sealed. The star or +1. You may resolve this keyword again after you defeat an enemy. Reaction. When an enemy would attack an investigator at your location, exhaust Bulwark, release a token sealed here, cancel that attack, ready another asset you control. It takes the spell slot. I don't like this card, mainly because it is dependent on the scenario level you play. But as Jason pointed out with his Father Mateo shenanigans, he can't take this, thank God. Sealing the star, because everyone loves it when you seal the star.
You can always seal the star.
He could do that anyways with his Bible.
It doesn't matter if you're not taking tests. That's
I think it's good for because it's a spell slot. Guardians don't have a lot of spells, so and that it cancels the attack when you release the token. I think
It also raised an
it's
asset.
got some uses. It's strong. I would try it out. It's
Do you think it's worth
Yeah.
2 XP and 2 cost?
2 XP. Yeah, I would
It's situational. It's definitely situational, depending on.
to cancel an attack. I would do it. Yeah.
it is repeatable dodge because
it's,
when you defeat an enemy, which you're a guardian, you're going to be defeating enemies. You can trigger the keyword again. So it's not necessarily keeping that token on the card. It's insurance, and it's a
buying
repeatable
yourself
dodge.
time.
Yeah.
Definitely not a card you would try in a high level difficulty game because you're not going to see a lot of +1s in there.
They're not going to see any in a highlight.
Yeah, no.
There's always the Elder Sign.
Yeah,
Just
but-
saying.
Up next, we got Lock and Loaded. This is a permanent 3 upgrade. Permanent limit 1 per deck. Your firearm assets with uses ammo enter play with 1 additional ammo on them. I like this card because
Oh,
it
cool.
fixes a huge flaw with firearms.
McGlenn out of 10.
Yeah.
Like S tier.
Anybody, any build that can take this card that has firearms in it should take this card.
I was going to say, any build that can take 3 level 3 Guardians can take it, but I'm not giving it to Cho.
No, okay. Not unless you're building Cho with firearms, which
You
then
can't.
you got other issues.
I thought Joe can't shoot.
no, he can.
He can. He just
not
doesn't
his.
want
Not,
to.
yeah,
Okay.
that's not his best build.
Lily Chen can't take firearms, so
Yeah.
completely worthless to her.
Lily Can, Jin, Cho, probably not good for those decks, but other Guardians, yeah.
I mean, obviously, for Captain America, it's great.
I mean, the psychologist one, which can only take level 0, maybe, I don't know. It depends on the level 0.
It can help Carolyn. Carolyn has a problem just because of her weapon pool. Having that extra bullet might help for the 45. Might help for the
But
revolver.
that's not really her.
No, she's
That's
not her
she's
thing.
a huge flex investigator.
Yeah.
But it's still helpful because it does make up for costs in the long run if you are playing firearms. So
sure.
I think it's really good. Problem, doesn't work on the tank rifle, sadly.
Sad.
Yep.
But I think it's, like John said, a necessity if you're playing with a lot of firearms. Here we have a level 2 skill, upgraded Inspiring Presence. Pitches for a brain, a book, a fist, and now has a wild icon. It is innate and developed. If the skill test is successful, ready an ally asset at your location and heal 1 damage and 1 horror from it. So, I really like Inspiring
Yeah, this
Presence.
is a really good upgrade for the original. It gives you the 2 icons with the question mark versus for whatever you commit this to rather than just the 1. And double the
Yeah.
damage and horror heal is strong.
Unless you're pitching it for evade and then draw the cleave one, but that's.
It's still
Yeah.
better than nothing.
But it does the ready. It does the healing, a horror, and a damage.
Yeah. To an ally, which
To an
ally healing is rare in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heal up your guard
Big
dog.
dog.
Guard dog.
Guard dog, beat cop,
No.
all those
So,
guys that slowly hurt themselves. So I like it. I think it's a good card.
But I'm thinking directly the guard dog. It taps, takes a damage, and,
Yeah.
and hurting somebody.
Well,
right?
so does beat cop.
Well,
Upgraded
the
beat cop.
upgraded become does, yeah.
I like it. I think it's a really good card. For 2 cost and the action compression on it, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Last, we have the Googly-Eyed Shark, the Nun with a Gun. This is a 2 cost level 3 event. Pitches for a fist and a foot. It is a myriad card, and it's a spirit card, which I'm not sure how Nathaniel Cho with it, because he likes getting spirit cards, or Calvin. But with Marion here, it kind of works because she does have that innate draw for playing events. But for 2 cost, it deals 1 damage to enemy at your location, testless, which is really good. And then as a reaction, after you draw a quick shot during your turn, play it reducing its cost by 2.
And it's fast,
Yes.
but it's only play on your turn.
This thing I think is disgusting with Nathaniel Cho, and because it's Myriad, it's only 3 XP to get 3 copies of it. I think it's actually pretty decent. I don't know if it's a necessity, but free damage is always good at higher
Yeah, 3
difficulties.
XP
For sure.
for testless damage. At 2 cost, yeah, 2 cost is right for 1 damage. Nathaniel Cho playing this, getting 2 damage off of it is really good.
But yeah, Jason pointed out the googly eyes here, which I kind of got thrown off by. But yeah, he's right. They're googly eyes. It says it's a googly-eyed shark.
Teeth, googly eyes.
But yeah, this is a pretty neat card. I don't know if it's an auto-include, but it's pretty damn good. And like I said, the 3 cost for 3 copies is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, good, strong card.
I mean, it's basically Vicious Blow.
Any deck you're drawing cards in, drawn to it, play it immediately.
Well, Vicious Blow, you still have to pass the test to get the...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a better Vicious Blow.
Vicious Blow is a skill. You don't have to pay for it.
Plus
But
you
it's
have
a
to pass-
test.
But you have to pass the test. This is just deal damage.
Definitely worth it when you're playing Chow. Or Cho.
Yeah.
With Cho, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, with Cho. But,
And
like, I don't know, comparing it to Vicious Blow, they're kind of two different things. Right? Because you could always commit Vicious Blow to, like, Excalibur or whatever good, so I don't know, Guardian stuff.
yeah, but it's no autofail. No autofail. But I think it's, with her, there's the potential because she has the built-in draw. I think it's good. I don't know if it's an auto-clue, but it's definitely good. Testless damage is awesome. Well, that is all the Guardian cards and our newest investigator. I'm still doing the 2025 giveaway. If you guys want to win some cool Arkham stuff, especially a lot of limited stuff, check out that video. Other than that, take care, thanks for watching, and GG's.